The next volley that we want to be able to use to help ourselves be a little more offensive and take control of this kitchen line is the roll volley. While the punch volley is a great volley, and you definitely need to have that one honed, the roll volley enables you to be aggressive on balls that are a little bit lower. It is a little bit higher level shot, but once you try it and you see how well it works for you, it's a shot that you'll find you're going to be able to use a lot. So what I mean by roll volley is the ball's going to take a rolling path as it goes, a top spin for tennis players. I can take a ball that's lower in this zone, which typically wouldn't be a volley. I can still take that out of the air, and if I roll up on it, I can make that ball go deeper. Because remember, my goal is to keep my opponents on the baseline, the losing line. I want to stay here on the kitchen line, the winning line. So if I get a low ball and I'm thinking all I can do with that is drop it short, I'm going to show you that you could actually be aggressive with that and hit it deep. So the technique on a roll volley is you're going to take the paddle down because it's got to get below the level of the ball because you want to brush up the back of it. So the paddle's going to drop and it's going to just come straight up like this along the back of the ball. Again, I'm using my shoulder, not my elbow, not my wrist. Some people think with this ball what they have to do is flip their wrist. That's going to make the ball dive. It could go in the net. It's going to go over there. You don't have a lot of control. But if I can take here and just brush up the back, I can place that ball wherever I want to put it. And I can make it go deeper. Then if I'm here and I punch, I can't really do a lot. But if I'm here and I roll, I can just, with very little movement, make that ball go deep. Backhand side, one-handed backhand rolls are kind of a little more difficult. Maybe Ben Johns doesn't think so, but most people do. Dropping the paddle the same and coming up. When I hit rolls on the backhand, I typically use two hands. So I'm going to drop and roll up with two hands. So let's see what this looks like. You do have to get lower. That means you got to bend your knees. If I want to take this ball out of the air, I got to get lower, but I can keep that ball deep. Can roll it back and keep my opponent back. That's what I want. I want him to be back on the baseline and me to be up here controlling the point. So again, I take it out of the air instead of letting it bounce, and I get to be in control. And I take time away from my opponent. Even that one was really low, but I was able to get it back there. He made his shot from the baseline. Don't have quite as much reach on the backhand because I use two hands, which does take a little bit of reach away. So that zone is a little bit different on the backhand. But if you can practice this shot and see the result of your opponent not being able to get in, that's going to be your advantage. A lot of people think when that ball's low, they just hit kind of a short ball back, and with that, they just invited their opponents in where they had them, where they wanted them, in the back. So practice this. If you're a little confused of what that motion of brushing up the back of the ball looks like or can feel like, you can go up to a net or a fence and just take your paddle and start it low and brush it up. Low to high. This is the motion your paddle is taking. And if you look closely on the film of me hitting these balls, you'll see very little movement in my paddle. It's from here, boom, here, boom. You're not going to see a big swing. You're not going to see a floppy arm.